5, maybe 6.
And that's going to be right over at 81 Chestnut, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We opened January.
Is those soft seats on the side cost a little more than sitting in the center in a folding chair?
We have 3 different kinds of seating. We have done some research on this. We have dinner seating, which is dinner and the show. We also have table seating, where we will provide the table and the setting for you if you want to bring in your own meal. We've run into a situation where there's been allergies or gluten-free, you know, where the caterer just sometimes can't accommodate. So we don't want to turn them away. Bring your dinner in. If you want to order a pizza, have it delivered. You know, it's right there. And then also the blue seats on the side, those are the show-only seats. So we have dinner, table, and show-only. Everyone's encouraged.
When I saw the thing at Copeland Center, and I brought it and showed it to her and everything else, and that's when she made the phone call to you and everything, and I was thinking about it because I saw a place once before like that where they had a thing like that, and this is for the theater, but they had all through the whole center, like if you got that on both sides of the whole center, not great big round tables, but a rounded table enough to be comfortable for 4 people.
Absolutely.
And that was the whole center right there, and they had like cocktail hour from the time the doors open up for half an hour, and then, like you said, going through the thing. I've never seen it where you could order your own pizza and have it delivered there, but that's okay.
Everybody to
that's
their
all
own,
right. Everybody to their own.
If you want to bring in go stop at the drive-through and eat at our tables.
But
go
you
right ahead.
You're talking about Sherry, like that one play right there you did with the, but they just had a tea party where St. Joe's just had that at St. Joe's Hall here, and or Parati, I mean, St. Vincent Parati. But the thing is, they had tables, and you came in, you had to set your own table. You brought, it was a tea party, but you brought in everything yourself.
Exactly.
They just furnished the tables and the building and the lights and everything. You brought in what you...
We'll furnish it, or we'll let you furnish it.
Yeah.
We don't want to turn anyone away if it's a very reasonable evening out when you look at it from beginning to end. And we were only doing dinner seats at one time, and it really did kind of shut the door on a lot of people that may have wanted to come and see the show. Maybe just come and see the show.
Yeah.
So, we made it accessible to everyone.
Well, that's great, because you have 3 choices. But where's the best place to get the tickets?
You can call our hotline. It will be answered.
Okay.
Or Tammy at the DCA has tickets available.
Okay.
We have issued several lumps of tickets to the DCA, which is also helping to donate some back to the DCA.
There won't be no tickets sold at the door, though, will there?
No. Unfortunately, the only thing we could really sell at the door are the show-only seats.
Show-only, yeah.
Because we do have to give a number to the caterer as far as how many will be attending for the dinner theater portion.
Now, where are the dates?
The dates are: we open Friday, January 10th, then Saturday, January 11th. Doors open at 6:30, dinner at 7, show at 8. And then the following week, that would be January 17th and 18th, the same times.
Okay.
So just one production in each night?
Just one production on each night.
So far.
I don't think...
We have a couple of dates reserved in February. We may extend the show. We wanted to extend Respect when we did that for Wyandotte, and we weren't able to. So I have a couple of dates set aside in February where we might bring this back if it's doing pretty good.
Well, you've seen some of the big productions around in different places and stuff like that. They won't do 2 in one night, but they'll do a matinee for, like, they'll say the matinees for children and senior citizens, if you're putting on that kind of production and thing like that. Then the evening show is for a different type of group.
We have done matinee shows at other venues, and they have worked very well, catering to a lot of times the Red Hat ladies love those Sunday matinee shows. But groups such as that will come.
Sweet Adeline.
Yeah, absolutely. Like and we have done 2 shows in one day. It's
kind of hectic, though.
It's a lot of work.
But it's fun.
We love it. Your daytime would probably be great for the seniors from the co-op.
Absolutely.
And that, because a lot of them do not like to travel at night. although it's close by, it's right across Biddle Avenue, get onto, Elm Street, but it's still, I'm 81 Chestnut.
Chestnut, yeah. Right behind 7-Eleven there.
Yeah, but there are a lot of groups that have to think about that once in a while
Yes.
too, because you can capture that audience that are willing to go in the afternoon, finish, go home before it gets too dark, and they're comfortable with that.
We might try to consider that in February. We weren't able to in January because of the dates available.
Right.
So we have to go by the venue dates that are available. So
Okay.
we have done matinee shows, and we enjoy doing those as well. So
Hey, how about that?
we'll do it at 3 in the morning if
Oh,
you
no,
want to
no,
come and
No,
see
no.
it.
But you never can tell, right?
You
Yeah.
never can tell. No. It's just been a wonderful journey.
Do you, as a group or anything like that, say you're thinking of shows? Why you're doing one? You're looking to the future, and you say this was a success, so we've got to go into something else. You lay out different types of shows that you could do like that, and say, pick one out of the hat and rehearse it and do it or something.
We like to try to select our shows that are opening in January and February. We like to try to select them by the summer prior. Tommy and I will sit down, and what we've learned over the course of the last 5 years is to definitely listen to the audience, hear what the audience wants to see. We've done several murder mysteries that the audience has absolutely loved. That seems to be like the standard fare with dinner theater. You put dinner theater and murder mysteries together, it's usually a good success. Or little reviews or some kind of review. We saw that when we did the Carol Burnett show, it was very successful. In fact, so successful that the Players Club, Theater Actors Club in Detroit has hired us to perform there in March. So that's exciting coming up. But we listen to the audience, and we will look at other shows. We're very selective as far as making sure that it's very, very suitable to the audiences. Sometimes it's hard. Sometimes it's
Yeah.
very hard with the writing of the author.
Well, what you're saying, what you just said, listening to the audience and all that, like a dinner, you'll be watching, we could say we're watching Matlock, and you're trying to figure out who really was guilty, and how's it going to come to the point that where the guilty party in the tail end. You do a stage play like that, and I would be thinking that the people sitting out at a dinner theater like that, and they'd start talking and maybe confuse some other people around. I think the guy in the green hat back there did it. You can find these people sitting out in the audience, and something like that would happen.
We've done that. We did a show a few years ago called Bingo Spells Murder, and it was of a church that needed to raise some money. And we actually had the audience members play bingo. We had a bingo machine playing bingo, and then there was a murder, and it was a whodunit. And we went out into the audience, and we harassed the audience, if you want to say that. And they played along very well
Really?
with us.
Yeah.
It was a lot of fun.
Well, they built right into it.
Sometimes you can go out into the audience. Sometimes you keep it up on the stage. It just depends. We might bring a little bit of vaudeville out into the audience. Definitely.
Yeah, I think with that you can, especially if you've got, any kind of, you can have any kind of play, but if it's got music in it and you got a good voice or something, they can go
Absolutely.
into the audience. And that we saw a lot of plays at Caesars in Windsor.
Windsor.
They used to put on some pretty good shows, and the fact is, and a lot of the entertainers just jumped right off the stage and came right in the audience,
Oh,
and and knelt down to somebody.
As a matter
or
of fact, we
something.
thought some of them were better than
In
the
fact,
original ones. Really?
Oh yeah, I mean, but it triggers a memory. It trigger,
Yeah.
You may not see the real thing up there, but it triggers that memory and it brings a memory back. Memories are great as far as entertainment goes. We do have a wonderful piano player that's going to be working with us, and that's Jeremy St. Martin. He's just
Oh, really?
phenomenal.
Yeah.
Phenomenal.
He is a very young man, and I gave him the score, and the score was shortened by myself and Roger Von Dalen. He helped me out with it, and Jeremy looked at all the music. He says, "I know that one. I know that one. I know that one. I know."
Oh, really?
He got on the piano, and he's just kerplunking like crazy. It's like, this is fantastic. The word comes to mind is serendipity when you have a great cast that comes together, you know, and we're just having a lot of fun
You
with
know, you're
it.
bringing up, and I can tell you a real quick story because I was just fortunate thing. All the years I worked for the Detroit Tigers, and they ran into a lot of personalities and everything else they did. Well, we got invited to a place. We went to a place called Club Berkeley. It was in Birmingham, wasn't it?
I think so, someplace out
Someplace
that way.
out that way, anyhow. And we walked in there, and this guy's at the piano. His name was Bob Rule, and people would sit around the piano bar, and they could name an opera song, right there, play it and everything else. Guess what? We weren't there the night it happened, but we found out about it about a week later and everything. Jackie Gleason was in town.
Oh my goodness.
He walked into that Club Berkeley, and Bob Rule was playing the piano, and he threw his things and got acquainted with him. Guess what? He got a job from there, had $2,000 a week and all his clothes and everything else furnished, and he went on one of the cruise ships and just played at the piano bar in a cruise ship for 20 years maybe.
Oh my goodness.
And
you're
Jackie
saying-
Gleason
yeah.
got him that job, and I saw that and said, this guy was amazing too.
You just have to, in this field, you have to be at the right place at the right time.
Right.
Yeah, you know,
Right.
and we ran into a guy by the name of Joe Sharp. He lives right here in Michigan, out at Wall Lake. He's probably one of the best banjo players around and everything, and nobody never hears nothing about him, but he just, you know, we've gone to occasions where he sit there and a person would scream at,
Yeah.
play it,
And
you
the
know.
dueling banjos.
Yes.
He can
Oh,
do it by
my.
himself and make it sound like two of them are playing.
Oh my goodness.
I mean,
Oh my
there is
goodness.
fantastic entertainment out there. But so I'm glad you're getting some closer here.
I'm just glad you're getting it closer to us right here.
Well, I
you
was
know.
born and raised here in Wyandotte, and you know, the funny thing is with us having a little spot of Lucille Ball. I mean, it was amazing to find out Lucille Ball actually lived in Wyandotte
Yep.
at one time.
Yeah. I thought,
126 Biddle
There
is
was
where she
there
lived.
was a story that one time that she was actually born in a building that caught fire over across the street from Shunigan's shrimp
No.
house.
Okay.
That she was born in that building over
she
there and it
wasn't.
burnt
She
down.
was-
But
she was
that's a
born
bunch
in
of
New
New York,
Jersey.
that's a
New
bunch
Jersey
of
or
BS.
New
New
Jersey,
Jersey.
yeah.
Yes.
Yes, New Jersey. She
Yep.
was actually born in, right?
And then she wasn't
But
here
people
that long.
tried to make people believe that story, you know.
Yeah.
Well, you know, it was just kind of interesting that you know, she spent some time here, and now TNT's bringing her back.
TNT.
TNT
What
Productions.
was the explosive remark?
TNT Productions. Our shows are dynamite.
Their shows are dynamite.
Our shows
right,
are
right.
dynamite.
Our
Tim and
shows are-
Tom.
Tim and Tom, TNT, shows are dynamite. And coming to 81 Chestnut
81
Street,
Chestnut.
January 10th and 11th, is
10th
it?
and
And
11th.
17th and 18th.
That's
Right,
correct.
so
Yep. And maybe February too. We'll
Yeah.
see.
All right.
repeat it, but I said that it sounds great, you know, by the names I saw up there and that.
We're just having a fun time. We're just bringing back memories and entertaining our
Very,
community.
very quickly, we probably got a minute and everything, but how much time do you actually spend in rehearsal? Because that's the most important part of putting on anything.
Hours.
Hours and hours and
It
hours.
was a show like this. Maybe anywhere from 50 to 100 hours
Before it opens.
before it opens.
Before it opens, and so many hours a day too. You know.
Well, you yourself, being a producer,
Mm-hmm.
you have to get yourself all set here, and you have to make arrangements before you actually start contacting other people to get them into their acting part.
Yeah.
You have to break down the show.
Right.
You have to totally break down the show.
Thanks. It's been
Thank
good
you
seeing
so
you again.
much.
It's been so long, you know.
I know.
What has it been? 7 years?
7 years.
7 years the last time you were here with us?
And then back in the days of St. Cyprian's and Gabriel Richard, I went to school with all of your kids.
Yeah.
how about
Isn't that
that, eh?
something?
And
yeah.
Indian Lanes. Back
And
there,
Indian
yeah.
Lanes back there and
Hey,
those things. Yeah.
thanks for
okay.
watching. Have a nice new year. 2014 coming up soon. Okay, bye-bye now. Take care.